Alrighty. Um, so I haven't done anything in a really long time. I haven't raced in a really long time. Took a break from from my racing, and now we're back for um one of my scheduled races here, specialty races. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't practiced a lot. I didn't even technically do the qualifying. Um, I thought that the official registration opened an hour before for this, but that must not quite be true. Okay, never mind. I am 100% on. Yeah. Um, so we're gonna go do some practice because we legitimately need to. I'm really excited to see kind of how we do here. My history at the Indy 500, I've done it, I believe, 4 years. The only one I missed was the one where the Indy 500 wasn't on. I don't even know. I've either done it 4 or 5 years. I've been on the service for 5 years, but I don't remember if them losing the IndyCar license actually messed up one of the 500s. I don't remember, but um, I don't think I've ever finished a Indy 500 my entire time of driving um in it. So really that's going to be my goal. I want to try to finish the Indy 500. I've always had decent pace here. Not amazing, but not terrible. But I haven't raced the Indy 500 since moving past 2000 iRating. So, these aren't the cars I normally drive. This isn't, what I normally do, but here we are. Um, you know, here we are. Um, yeah. I assume everybody who's going to be in these kind of practices are at this point looking to figure out how the running's going to go. Um, we're running our Hatsune Miku car. We'll see kind of how that goes. Now this track has been rescanned since the last Indy 500, so that's exciting. I do notice quite a bit of the changes when it comes to how the track kind of works with its unsafe pit release, which is a little annoying. You used to be able to cut a huge amount out. Now it's a lot more stringent. I think that that's a good thing, but definitely something to note. Another thing is going to be messing around with weight jacker and engine maps. Indy 500 is a marathon way more than really like Daytona. Like Daytona is a marathon because you're running so close to everybody for so long, but this is a marathon because it's legitimately concentration. So the weight jacker shifts the weight around your car. You can also mess with the roll bars, the anti-roll bars. I don't do that. I don't know enough about how to mess around with them, so I'm probably not going to touch the roll bars. Even though I would probably be faster if I did. The only good news is that not everybody running this is going to be, an Indy veteran. I love these cars. I just never raced them for a full season. And honestly, a lot of that has to do with, you know, this season had to do with, I really want them to enable weather. I wanted to see what wet weather was like. I experienced that. We'll see next season. I'm definitely open to running IndyCar. I love watching the product on TV. I probably right now, and it changes from time to time, but right now I'm probably more of a fan of open wheel racing Formula 1 and IndyCar than I am NASCAR. But it does change quite often, so, you know, flip-flop a little bit on it. I mostly stick to NASCAR because that's what I'm really good at on iRacing. Not so much because I really like NASCAR or its product. I used to live pretty close to IMS, and it's a really cool place to go. Especially when I started truly getting into motorsports and the history behind it and everything. Like, this track means a lot to me. This race means a lot to me. You know, this is... Doing good here would mean the world, honestly. Just being there at the end. But, again, it's 500 miles, 200 laps between... You know, before I even get an opportunity to really discuss any of that, so... Already almost 200 people registered for this race. And that's a car that has unfortunately crashed. The reason why this race is so challenging... Like, right now, I'm, you know, running... flat out every single second, but when you actually get into the races, the draft is crazy. It's a lot like Daytona, a lot of passes. You know, constant battling throughout, again, 200 laps. It's really crazy, and it's a lot about strategy. It's a lot about how you carry yourself during that race. And honestly, it's a lot about keeping it clean. One mistake and you're out of this race and you can't come back. It's not like Daytona where, you know, if you have a caution-filled race, you can fix your car. Like, who cares? You know, this is, you hit the wall and you're probably done. You know, if you hit another car, you're probably done. You can't realign your wheels. You can't... fix anything really with your car. The most damage you can have that you can survive and not take with you is, like, maybe crashing and somehow only getting your front wing, but even that's not always possible. So it's just a really crazy race because the walls are so close to you. The chance at failure is so close. Again, right now, super relaxed. We've had a couple of close calls when it comes to the wall. So this car behind me, he's quite far away. He's probably 0.3, 0.4. Not really that far, but it feels like he's far away. He is getting a crazy tow right now on the straights. And they'll lose pace on the... they'll lose a lot of pace on the turns because the aero push is so heavy that they'll push themselves up. That's why you need the weight jacker. We haven't had to mess with it because we haven't ran into traffic, but he is going to pass me here. I have no doubt about that, and let's be stays behind. I'm going to run the middle of the track, because he is always going to get the worst of it then, no matter what he chose there. Going top was the right move. If he went bottom, he could have ended up wrecking both of us. I'm going to do the same thing here, but we are not going to be able to keep him below here. He did the right thing. He quickly got out of it. No, he wants to run behind us. So that signals a little bit. We'll still be running the middle on the straights, though. I'm not going to be serpentine down the front and back straight in a practice, unless if other people start doing it. And he's going once again to the outside. Again, not able to quite get that, and he's going to lose a little bit of pace, but he's actually keeping with me quite good in turn 2. And he might have just hit the wall there. So now he's going to try the bottom. The bottom is the preferred lane. We got some really bad dirty air there. And I'm going to instantly bump this up all the way to weight jacker 5. So 5 clicks. And we're going to hope that that's enough clicks to not get arrow pushed into oblivion here. We're going to want to lift. And the car kind of eases into that corner because the weight's on that side. I believe it will, your tires will feel it a lot more, but you kind of just allow it. We're going to go for it. And we successfully get it done. I'm already going to disengage the weight jacker quite a bit by 5 clicks. We were all the way up to 8 clicks there. So now we're down to 3. Again, we're going to run the middle. And he's fine with just running the middle here. I had to make sure I didn't block him off there, but it doesn't seem like we did. And this is really like what it's like, but for, again, 200 laps. Once pit stops start happening, you kind of get into the fun zone, is what I'm going to call it. Terrible name for it. But the different strategies and everything are really fun to... Oh, and he's deep into that wall. That's probably... He's going to have to pit. But now this pink car behind us has a crazy thing here, going all the way to the inside. Doesn't quite have enough. So we're going to be able to pretty easily hold for at least one more turn. This upcoming turn, not so much. So they run into the back of us, I guess. Okay.
Looks like your car is towed. You'll need a tow back to pit.
I don't...
Press and hold the reset button and we'll come and get you.
I don't quite get the, Okay. I mean, it's practice, so... Right here, what they're doing here was they're trying to move all the way to the outside. Which is what it is, but they didn't clear themselves. So... again, it's practice though, so I'd rather have that happen in practice than have that happen in the race and then, you're out of it. This guy's taking it super easy out of pit lane, which is fair. So that white line, you cannot cross it. You might be able to cross it with one tire, but you cannot cross it with both. I think that might be how it worked previously. You have to be really careful there, because it's super precise on the exit. And we're already going to have a run here. Probably don't even need the weight jacker, because we're not even up to speed. And indeed, I'm correct. Oh! And he hit the wall. So he was not expecting the air to be taken away from him. He wasn't too close to me, but the air is so sensitive. And, you know, that's what I mean. Like, if that was NASCAR, it would still be a big wreck, because this is a massive track. But it wouldn't be race over. Right there, if that happened in the race, that would be end of my 500 after however many laps we did there. So, it's just crazy sensitive. You always have to be cautious and looking out, not for other people necessarily, although that's a bonus. You don't want to purposely take somebody out of a race, even if, you know, it doesn't take you out. But mainly because, yeah, one mistake and you're done. Your Indy 500's over, and yeah, running near the wall isn't really gaining us any time either. I was curious. I believe in real life you want to run in the middle, because the walls will actually slow you down. The air isn't very good over there. And this guy's all over the track. Don't quite know what he was doing, but... So again, he's going to get crazy arrow push over here. If you need to protect it like it's the last lap, then you can always... We could have moved up there, but it wasn't quite worth it. If it's the last lap, you can always serpentine... Serpentine? Isn't that like paint thinner? So, you can serpent back and forth on the straight. There is no rule on iRacing against blocking aggressively. And this guy's damaged. There's nothing saying that you cannot. But, at the same time, you can't block. There's nothing, though, saying that how that kind of works. You just can't, you know, purposely take people out by blocking them left, right, and center. So typically how it works is you can move multiple times, but when they're actually behind you, you can only make one move, and that's your one move you get to make. So we're gonna try running different engine maps. Here's another thing about Indy that's really interesting. You have all these different engine maps, and each one is like a power down. So as you're racing, you're going to want to be messing around with the engine maps, because you will gain and lose time based on your engine map. Now, when you're actually racing behind somebody, it's a little not good when you're alone. When you're racing behind people, the draft will keep you up, so you can use a lower engine map normally, as well as lifting off into the corners, you know, because again, you're going to get that draft. So, and again, the rake that these cars create is massive, you know, so these cars are a lot more aerodynamically sensitive to the air than something like a NASCAR. Like, it wouldn't really matter if in NASCAR if you're following a car or stuff like that, but dirty air is a thing here. So you're going to lose time anyways in the corners, but you're also going to have to let off no matter what, even if you're running hard, you know, with a high weight jacker and you're trying to get the most out of it. So really there's a lot of strategy around kind of trying to hold where you are and go maybe a little bit more laps with your fuel. So we're running engine map 4. The previous years, I stick around normally 4, but I basically go down as far as I possibly can. Normally, the more laps you can do, the better, because it opens up more strategies later on. But truthfully, early on, Strategy doesn't matter very much. I mean, you can pit... You can go, you know... You can race hard the entire time, and you'll still very easily make it to the end. There will be a couple cautions here and there. This normally isn't a caution-free race. And you aren't limited in tires or anything, so it's not even really like Daytona where you can just kind of... You know, you can technically pit every single lap. There's a caution and you're fine. And that car behind me just died right there. Move back to Weight Jacker 1, so we'll move back to... Or not Weight Jacker 1, but Engine Map 1, so we'll start going fast again. I mess around with the Weight Jacker when I actually am in traffic. Unfortunately, it seems like I got put into the low skill lobby. Not trying to be mean, of course. But a lot of these guys are crashing a whole lot. I mean it when I say that as long as if you're not behind a car, this is a very easy car to drive right now. This is a very easy setup. In years past, as the tires went away, your car got insanely loose. That's not so much the case. I'm not feeling. So the only practice I did, I got all the way to like 4 or 3 laps to go on fuel. You're gonna change tires every single time you refuel. So you know, but I didn't feel myself getting loose at all. This car is insanely slow coming off of the corner. You know, I don't know. I just don't get what some people are quite doing. I don't quite understand. We are also going to want to try a pit stop and stuff like that, but again, I am going to wait until I actually run out of fuel. Until I actually run out of fuel. So right there, I hit the concrete. If you hit the concrete, you'll slide out. Don't do that in the actual race. I entered way too low. That happens in real life, surprisingly. And it sucks because realistically, you want to get as close as you possibly can to that concrete and ride it all the way around. So we finally met up with somebody. So we'll kind of mess around here with some weight jacker settings. So like right here, we're going to run 3. Lifting in the corners, of course. And see how much time we're gaining? Like, it's absolutely bonkers. We entered very shallow there, which is sometimes dangerous. So, with Engine Map 3, we are staying pretty even with this car. We're going to move even to Engine Map 4. He moves way high up there. And we're gaining time even in the corners, which I think is somewhat of a sign. So now we're on Engine Map 5. We're going to lift again. No reason to not there. The closer we get to this car, the worse the dirty air is going to be in the corners. It's always turn 2 and turn 4 that I have to worry about. So again, with Engine Map 5, we are still holding steady. If we go down to 6, 8 is the lowest. 8 is your caution engine map. So under Engine Map 6, are we still holding up to this guy? A little? I don't quite really know. And it's actually going to be easier to run. I don't know if he's trying to signal to me that he's peeling off to pit or not. But we're moving up to Engine Map 3. And we're going to move up to 8 clicks. We're going to move actually up to Engine Map 1. So we're going to try passing this guy. We are not going to get it done here. I don't want to try that one. I want to try actually acting like it's the race, not a basically simulation session. We're still riding on this guy. Yeah, that was a little dangerous. I don't quite know if I want to do that kind of thing in the actual race. It's good that he was heads up. So again, we're gonna run the middle of the track. He's not pushing. He would have already got by us. I think the car behind him made a pass. I don't quite know though. And we didn't get the full extent out of that apex, so we're gonna, again, we're running the top. We want to keep him as low as we possibly can, and we're not gonna get that. So we want to bump up the weight jacker again, probably to 8. I always tend to move in even numbers. I'm gonna move back down to engine map 5 here. I don't want to pass him on this straight. We just don't have a reason to. We even moved down to 6. And we should have the car to be able to do it. We are very loose, so I'll have to be careful there. Well, that felt tight, though. So very weird. We move to 6 there. We move to engine map 7. We are still gaining. All the way to engine map 1. We didn't really get a draft out of that, so we'll move to 0 weight jacker. Again, I think it's really cool. This is the only really race car that I feel like a Formula 1 driver. You see them making all the changes in car. Obviously in NASCAR, it's not that so much isn't allowed, it's more that so I think the new ones, I think you can change the brake ratio and all that in car now, but or at least you used to be able to. We're gonna take the inside here, move up to 5 on the weight jacker. He moves out of that. Probably a smart idea. Move to 3 on the engine map. We're going to move back to 8. I moved it up to 10 for a little bit. Move all the way to 7. But we're going to stick it at 5. And we are very loose coming out of that corner, so we have to be a little careful about that. Yeah, I don't like that as much. We're going to move to 7. We're going to move all the way to 8. We should not gain at all. This other guy must also be running a different engine map. We're going to want to move all the way back up to 6, though. We lost a ton of drive there. And we're coming to the end of our pit cycle here. We're going to need to dive into the pits here soon. That was a little scary. Both loose and tight all at the same time. That's kind of what Indy's all about in a lot of ways. Again, give him a little bit of space. I'm really practicing just staying in line. I don't care too much about gaining here. And he's in the pits. Okay. That at least makes a whole lot of sense. So we'll run hard for the upcoming laps. Honestly, I am feeling a little loose, but I can't tell if that's... I can't really tell what that is. So we're actually going to add in some weight checker. We're going to see here. Maybe it's good to get more weight checker in there. Make the car a little more tighter. Whew. We'll sit that wall. 773 people are currently registered, which is bonkers. That's absolutely crazy. We'll move back down to 0. You're good. Down to the wall a little bit. That was just lack of concentration, though. So about 5 laps of fuel remaining. Luckily, I think we probably got away with that one. I doubt that actually did any damage to our car. It was really just a scrape. For the first time in a really long time, we actually have a car to follow. He hit the wall a little bit. Huge arrow push. Once again, he hit the wall. Yeah, tire wear is not really too much of a thing here. It's more like right there, you know, getting pushed into the wall just a little bit. You have so many tools at your disposal, though, to make it manageable. So 2 laps of fuel. I probably don't want to do that one again. Felt my tires scraping that time, so you know I'm not holding it very well. And he's giving me a ton of room here on the bottom. Still not able to get that pass done. So 1 lap of fuel. We'll see here. It's going to be really close, actually. We probably should have pitted on the previous lap, but it's okay. Nobody's behind us, so we don't have to worry too much about coming in here. Although, honestly, you can come into the The pit stop's pretty hot. We're gonna bump it back up to 8. Did not stop enough. That would be a penalty in the race. I have no doubt about that. And yeah, we should have pitted the previous lap. Because we are out of fuel here.
2, 1. Right here.
Let's see. Absolutely light up the tires. Always gotta make sure that your weight jacker is at 0. A lot of people will spin coming out of pit lane because they have their weight jackers set to what they had them in the race, which in some cases is a crazy amount, like 15 or something. And honestly, when you're in the back of the pack, which again we didn't qualify, we'll see where we qualified, you know. I can understand how that could potentially happen. So I want to say there we went probably 33, 34 laps, maybe. So we extended our fuel load by like 4 laps just by the little bit we ran where, you know, we were able to run at like, even in some cases, 8 engine map. I don't think we'd be able to run that legitimately during the actual race itself. It truly is a race more of strategy. Think of it kind of like Daytona, but not quite as crazy. I would say a lot of people have a shot at winning Indy. It's not so much a track where nobody... Oh my god, that was a horrendous hit. It's not so much anybody can win here, but it's definitely that it's kind of a lottery. Like, you know, you need your strategy to pan out. You need everything to kind of go your way. You need to make sure that you're clean and that, you know, you don't crash and all that. It's just a very absurd race in a lot of ways. Like, I would argue we have good pace here. And honestly, I mean, shoot. Ooh. So that's what I mean. So we have wheel damage here. We're in an inter-pit lane.
Looks like your car is towed. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold the reset button and we'll come and get you. Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. We can only repair some of the damage.
Yeah, so 4 minutes of repairs, that would be absolutely race over, basically. Just for such a minor amount of damage. And that's kind of the crazy part about Indy, honestly. We still have about 20 minutes of practice left. Which is not too crazy, honestly. Also, the best part is, even if we did fully fix all of our issues here, we still probably only end up with, or probably down speed, like the engineer, the crew chief, whatever you want to call him, said. Realistically, we can only fix some of the issues. So. Okay, so this says 2 and 5. Oh, Okay, we entered the void. Got it. This says that all the way from 1 to 5, so we should be running for fuel saving, which I will agree with. We're not in the right thing. So that's going to be important to note. Um, okay, interesting. So you will see tire degradation by using white jacker. Alrighty, I'm gonna go grab some water here. Um, so I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm back. Uh, so these people running 39s, I truly believe are running probably qualifying trim. I can believe that a 40.4 happened. Honestly, I cannot believe that a 40.0 happened. That's a little more, you know,
Okay, go.
kind of doubt that happened. So I forgot if I fix my car here or if I didn't. I'm gonna try something a little risque, which is running about half of that to try to maximize turn-in. Okay, so you cannot get a wheel out there. Fascinating. That's okay though. I want to practice getting down pit road again. So this is just a drive-through penalty, so we don't have to stop for pit box. Actively, we will have our penalty if we ever did. So important to remember,
Right here.
we have to take it super easy and cautious through pit lane exit. There are going to be people who are going to get caught up. I already bet there's going to be somebody who's like, how did I get a penalty? Well, you cut across the white line. And then somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, they changed it, it's dumb, isn't it? You know, and, and that's what's gonna happen. You have to be careful. Almost ran up on that concrete a little bit. It was very slow. I think they're crawling to the pits. Felt really good. Um, kind of taking a more U-shaped apex into some of these corners. Again, it used to be, at least I felt, and maybe it's just that I got better. Or maybe the setup truly is easier. Used to be a lot more, you know, you had to really know what your car was trying to communicate to you. Because this car slips fast, and when it slips, you can't save it. Honestly, that's not so much the case anymore. The slipping part, yeah, sure, you can argue. But it's more when you're messing with weight jacker. I remember it being a lot more chaotic altogether. Not even, you know, weight jacker or not. So one of the cool things, oh my goodness, one of the cool things about this track is that the pylon actually works. If you look at it, I don't know what number we're in, but we're in 8th place. Legitimately, it would show. We're still in 8th place, so it would show like 49, and in this case, in 8th place, which is really neat. Really neat. So if we come up and try to look at it, kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I couldn't see it. I doubt it's appearing very, very good on the stream either. I know how pixelated the stream can be at times, and just kind of in general. But really cool feature that this game has. It does legitimately have a working pylon. So there is now a car behind us. He's gonna get me here if he wants. He's gonna seek it. But nope, he couldn't make it stick. So I'm gonna try once again. Staying even with me. He's gonna just go out of it. And it's official. So, it's coming up here. Whew. Alrighty, where are we starting? 24th. Okay, we have a 4 in our number, so that's always good. Couple Canadians. We got an Aussie in here. Gonna be scary. Couple Australians racing this one. So again, we have 15 minutes to practice. That car crashed. Not a good sign. I'm actually gonna pee here. Probably a good idea before this race. So, while you wait for me to come back, you can watch the scenic pictures around Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
I'm guessing nobody here qualified? No. No. Qualifying, what's that?
I've been trying to qualify all week. I didn't even know what day. They keep saying there's no qualifying, so I kind of just never did.
There are individual qualifying sessions.
Yeah, I couldn't find never find the posted date or time.
I've never done one of these before. Do they start you 3 wide or no?
I believe it's 2 wide, and you're to the pace lap.
Yeah, it's only 2 wide. Can you imagine the chaos if they start us off 3 wide? Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we can handle 3 wide.
I'm just gonna hang out in the back.
The whole time why don't we try that?
Damn, I just warmed my car up for 5 minutes. And I'm just gonna roll around. Got my oil temp up to 225 to make sure I get out, but whatever.
All right, I have not run Indy cars in a while, so just consider, if you put like your weight more towards the front, that's tighter. More towards the rear is looser, right? Or like I'm talking about like the ballast, the balance.
I keep.
Scared to touch the white jacket.
I,
Just don't touch the weight jacket, you said? I'm too scared to. I'm pretty sure you've been through.
I had to button map the weight jacket and ARBs. I like to keep mine at like 2 clicks going through 1 and 2, and then when I get to 3 or like on the back, I like to drop it down to 0, and then 3 I drop it down to -1 and -2 on the second lap. I do the same thing, but you're gonna keep that at 0. Drop it down to 4, 3 and 4 between. Third lap, I drop it down to 6, going for 3 and 4, but it's all on preference.
Alrighty.
It just helps the car turn, and
Here for race.
I do it in the first couple laps, and then I move on, go back to what I was doing. It just helps the car turn. push it.
I'm planning on like pushing super hard in the first few laps. Like, what would just be good like to start for the race? Like, if I just want to run it for like the whole run and whatnot.
-1.
For weight jack?
Yeah.
And then you do or don't touch your ARB?
Usually I don't touch it at all. Try not to do that.
Yeah, I only mess with weight jacker, and that's only when I'm in traffic.
The weight jack is very important when you're catching traffic. If you don't use it, you're gonna slide up.
Yeah, you're gonna lose too much time in the corners.
You're gonna slide up and hit that wall if you catch the drift wrong way.
Didn't know there's some people who are very, very
You're supposed
clueless.
to go full out here, but
So, my plan here starting 24th, we are not in the back, but we are in the back. More mid-pack. We do not go 3 wide here on the starts on iRacing, so it won't be as epic as it is in real life.
What you would do is you would like have your
But
you would have your throttle just very little, and you'd heat up your oil only to 225. If you press that too hard, you're gonna increase your water temp.
You got 325 sodium unit?
I don't know version.
so I want to take it really easy here. We're going to be starting on the outside, not the best. Avoid lap 1 caution or carnage. There's going to be stuff happen in lap 1. Probably, more than likely. Especially with how often these guys are crashing. And we'll kind of just move in from there. I am number 24 on legitimate pace, quote unquote, because that is iRating. So, again, I'm nearing 3,000 again.
Hey, we got 5 minutes. Anybody want to do a pit party?
Sure. Jared, just gotta reset real quick.
I'm just glad I'm in the back. Tells me where I am against everybody else.
I really don't want to start in the front, dude. But I think since we're the non-qualifying split, we have to.
Yeah, I think we're starting based on what our number is.
You know, it's starting fifth. I'm sure there'll be a caution.
Yeah, I think every year I've done this, there's been a caution on lap 1.
Alright, pit party going in 30 seconds.
What they call this last year? I didn't do the Indy 500, but I know they had some name change or something.
Was it 2 years ago? They didn't have it 2 years ago. Last year, I'm pretty sure they had it back.
Alright, pit party in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So they're doing a pit party. I might actually be able to come all the way around and meet them, which was kind of my plan.
Yeah, I didn't do it last year.
Yep, I am in fact correct, although I'm gonna meet the tail end of it. I'm not even gonna get the draft, so kind of missed it, but it's okay.
Wish I had one meal with a break.
Slow down, download. Go on.
I'm gonna want to do one more pit stop before this session ends, so we'll do one more lap, then come in. Especially because this will be my actual pit box, wherever it is, for the true race.
Yeah, I just did something I was not supposed to do.
Well, I successfully murdered 2 people behind me. Congratulations.
You were doing what I think Joseph Newgarden wanted Marcus Ericsson to do a couple years ago.
Oh, that's exactly why I went down there. I was hoping at least one of you guys would eat shit.
Yeah, that's honestly a first for me. I'm very disappointed in myself.
Okay,
At
we'll
least I
pit
learned
here.
for the race, though.
With 40 seconds left, we're not going to be able to do another lap,
I'm
so...
gonna go back after the race and look at that. 'Cause I don't know which one of you did it, but one of y'all got launched.
Oh, no, it was me. It was 100% me.
Pit box in 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Alrighty. Well, let's hope for good luck.
Get going.
That's some good run on there, Matt. This might be fun.
We weren't terrible on pace. We never caught the draft, though. It's gonna be a little crazy here, but yeah.
If you want to see the replay of that, oh, wait, there's not enough time. Okay.
1 to go. Next time by. You're on the outside this time. Pit road is closed.
We're gonna move up here to
Made the drink
engine map
clear.
8.
3060. A lot of opportunities today. Head down. Pick your battle.
So many people are just so behind in the
Car
ARCA
left
race.
the grid.
how long should this race go for?
Well, if I get killed in the first couple laps, I might try to do a Gen 4 Sonoma race.
You can close that wreck. Oh, that means that girl racer, what's her name? Buice, whatever. She moved up to 4th place.
Catch start 10, car.
It's good for her and Robusto.
Catch start 14, car. Catch start 16, car.
I want to wish everybody good luck. We've all been here, or we're all here for the same reason, to do 200 laps, so let's take it easy. It's a long race.
Take it easy at 220 mile an hour.
If you survive to like half the field survive to like 145, I think you'll be okay. But
I just want y'all to know, I've been drinking out here since 6 a.m. I don't know what time it is, but I'm rolling deep, and those cars about to go real fast and real left, son. Fast and left. Shit like that.
Check it out. Hell yeah.
Good luck, everybody. Good luck, everybody.
So we need to be careful here on the
I
start.
think if we all make it past turn 2 without a yellow, I call this race success.
Green, stay focused.
Just be reminded of the dirty air behind. It's gonna push big.
The pace car is in.
Praise hell, praise Dale.
Green flag, green flag.
Alrighty. 500 miles.
Go ahead. I don't have high hope.
Spin it, wreck it.
And this race is now a failure. Dang it.
Oh, that was big, that. It looks like at least.
Yeah,
We've got damage on the back
get the
end.
bagpipe.
You've lost the rear wing. Major oversteer likely due
Good
to
thing half the
lockdown
field
or
went
catch
in
up
it fifth.
32, car.
Started in
Catch up
fifth.
31, car.
So we had a good about 150 meters.
Congratulations. You survived lap 1.
I got an ARCA braked. That's so stupid.
After this, we shall have shirts made if we all survive, and it just says I survived the Indy 500 on iracing.
Catch up 31, car.
I'm gonna be really mad if that's gonna be race over. We have to be careful here because we are missing a rear wing.
Survival.
So, this is like, again, my first time. How many people usually survive, and how long do these usually go?
Catch up 26,
About 2.5 hours, if I remember right. And I mean, depends on the split. If you got good guys, like you'll have about 22, 23. If not, then you're probably gonna have like 15,
5, 3,
maybe less.
2, 1. Right here.
Yeah, if it transpires anything like the ones I've ran before, you're gonna have a bunch of wrecks in the beginning,
Okay.
which is people that, mistakes, whatever, and then it's gonna spread out, and we'll go green. We'll get a good run in.
We're
I was
gonna
gonna
lose
say,
a lap here.
Pace car is on the front, by the way. I was gonna say, I'm surprised there's no incident limit, but then again, if you get a 4X, you're probably already dead, so.
Okay, go.
I was probably about 10 mil from being collected in that as well. Shat myself.
For reference, Marcus, I was in like the 2600 split last year, so like the one below this, and I was 11 laps down and finished 9, if that tells you anything.
Line up, single file. Catch up
Yeah, I was-
2,
Oh, yeah, okay.
3, car.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think in all of my Indy 500s, like, only like the top 3 finish on the lead lap.
23, car.
What, is it usually the top 3 having like a really cool 3-wide finish, or no?
I had one year that came down in one lap shootout. It got pretty hectic there.
I want to see like an Indy 500, like on iRacing, of course. It's the top 3 coming into turn 4. All 3 wreck. 4th place a lap down and laps himself and wins. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, usually, like, anybody that gets any sort of kind of damage, they just quit because they're like, fuck it, I'm not running 200 laps like that. So, like, pure attrition will get you a top 15 easily.
But they don't even let you repair your car no more if you have too much damage. They'll just say you're done.
Oh, no, IndyCar has always been like that. It's NASCAR that like started weirding me out. Like, dude, what the heck? Like, you broke a rear wheel on my next gen. That's 8 minutes of repairs, but you guys can't fix it. What the hell?
1 left to green.
Because they were trying to finally go to the DVP, but now, of course, NASCAR changed it the second they started doing it on iRacing.
Actually, there's a DVP in the Xfinity truck. But yeah, no, I see what you're talking about. The DVP is the dumbest thing ever. I don't care what anybody says. It's dumb.
I fully agree. And I'm pretty sure 99% of the field will agree too.
I can remember a time in these Indy cars, as long as you didn't have a wheel completely come off, that thing would get fixed up and be able to keep running.
Is IndyCar, I'm guessing they're super strict about like what cars could go back out now.
It's always been like that.
Like, my thing is, as long as, like, I don't know. Actually, no, I was going to say, as long as you don't have to get towed back, but then there's cases like Ryan Blaney at the Glen, which was really stupid.
All right, y'all, I have faith in us. Unless we want to just go ahead and piss our pants right now and call it a night. Let's do this. Go do this.
Hey, just so we can have, like, a clean run, let's all, like, space out for the start here.
Get ready, going green. Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Who did that?
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Who done it?
I think a car just locked up, and that was it. Maybe there was contact though.
Nah, you got back
1 to
marker.
go, next time by.
Turn all the way in the backstretch, just break it.
Yo, I'm actually glad that got delayed. I was about to be cooked because I'm on map mode 8 right now, and I forgot to change it.
Ruh-roh.
There was a couple people far behind. I had to wait for them to pass, so I had to stop. We were getting a good get ready, and Buddy was doing turn 1.
Over or under 4 cautions before we have a green lap?
I expect 1 on this restart, and then hopefully everybody shapes up. But I bet somebody's gonna get caught out by how slow the restarts are with single file.
I don't see why one of these couldn't just go green all the way. I mean, come on, I've been in a Coke 600 that went green start to finish. Why can't this go green start to finish?
You've been in a Coke 600 that went start to finish?
Ain't no fucking way.
About to go green. Stay focused.
Yeah, last year I did all 4 of them, and the third one I did went green start to finish. Everybody just spread out and kind of did their own thing all right. Still about 100 laps to go.
Green, green, green. Keep up, flat field.
I have to be super careful because this car might be carrying damage. I don't really know. And that's like the scariest part of all. Oh, it's carrying damage.
Request to wreck.
Just so y'all know, if I spin, I will alt F4 to make sure you guys don't wreck. I don't know. Is that against the iracing PLS?
Probably. But only people report you, right?
I don't know. If I spin, I'll try and alt F4 so y'all don't get caught in it. Just take it.
And it sucks because we're a lap down.
Bro, what? What?
That's not a very happy sounding person.
You probably shouldn't lock up the brakes going into a turn.
Jacob, whatever you said last lap, I didn't hear a word. By the way, nothing came through.
Catch up, 32, car. Pit road is now open.
I hope everyone in the US is feeling wide awake for this one. It'll be a long one.
Oh, you're all good, bud. I'm just glad you didn't get wrecked in the process of that.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to purposely pit here because I actually need to try to basically be on an alternate strategy.
Pit box in, 5, 3,
Barely tapped my brake and it just faded one of the last
right
up.
here. We can't fix the damage.
So we are carrying damage, whatever that is. I have a feeling that's my rear wheel.
I'm not used to the little brake.
We're done, get going. Line up, single file. Catch up, 2, car.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of us in here that don't know what we're doing.
No, this is the one time I run these cars. One time out of the whole year I run these cars.
So I bet you we get back here later in the year in the Cup Series, I bet you we'll tear this fucking place apart.
I've got a total of like 30 minutes in this car, so I'm just trying not to die.
Catch up 2, car.
Same.
One to go. Next
It's
car
tempting,
right.
but you're gonna gain like what? Maybe
Car.
a lap? Maybe? Not even. Because you're not running full speed. I just don't think it's worth going back into the pit lane. Especially there where I was probably going to get an unsafe entry. No, actually, I probably wouldn't have gotten an unsafe entry. I don't think it's possible to get an unsafe entry. Unless if you hop over the barrier on iracing. But my point still stands. Again, it sucks. Yeah, you can tell. The car is way looser than it should be. I have a feeling my rear tire is not pointing straight, and that's gonna cause some issues. We're probably down on speed. I'll be honest. Unless if everybody ends up with damage, our chance at victory here is gone. But again, we're in here to finish, 500 miles. It just sucks. An idiot crashes you first lap, first turn. Like, why are we ARCA braking into turn 1 when very clearly people are wrecking and spinning out? Why are you going full throttle? Like, it's so simple, so easy to not do, yet people do it, I don't get it.
Race car is off. Be ready.
I do not understand.
Green, green, green. Leader is running 43.64. Inside. Keep high. Clear inside. Inside. Keep high. Clear inside.
Close. Terrible release. Positions don't matter. I mean, that's just where it's at. I mean, I want to keep with this pack if we can. I mean, I'm fighting for position because it's the only fun I'm going to get all day. I'm going to be honest. So frustrating. Like, why are they hitting me in the middle of the corner? It makes no sense. I'm a lap down car, literally on the most fuel saving I can possibly be on. They cannot pass me because they suck. So no, we're just gonna take you out in the corner. Like, what? Get out of here. Like, Jesus Christ, go back to NASCAR, mate. Like, you got places to be 20 laps into this race? I sure hope you don't, because you're just gonna wreck out. Lap 30. Oh yeah, it's starting to truck a little
How's
bit.
everyone's Friday night?
Go back to engine 3. Go down to 4 clicks on the weight jacker. Like, it feels like a loose Tonka truck. If that somehow makes sense. It is both loose and tight at the same time. Because I got a crooked rear tire. And you just accept it, you know? You just simply accept it.
Holy shit, what a save.
Wrecking out four. Wrecking out four. On the outside.
Hey, that was a great battle to watch. P1, P2.
This was a fun little scrap we had back here.
What'd you say, Cameron?
So that was fun to watch.
It's all good, Josh. Only thing I would say about that is make your move a little bit sooner.
Catch up, 13, car.
Race car on 2.
We'll kick the clutch in. People behind me are, you know, behind me, but by quite a bit. My hope is that all 20 people in front of me pit. Now, if I'm sitting here looking at it and saying, man, I might want fuel here, my hope is that my contemporaries are sitting here saying, man, I could really go for some fuel right here. But you do never know, because people are dumb. Case in point,
Catch up, 23, car.
why did, like, 3 cars have to stay out there?
Right here. We can't fix the damage.
Like, I know you got 18 laps of fuel at most.
Move it, move it.
I want to lead a lap.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Just that I don't get my lap back now.
They want you in
He's
single
still in there.
file.
They'll probably come in and pit.
Catch up, 2, car.
Well, I'm pitting now because I need the fuel.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten your lap back then if you were going to pit. You would have gotten the wave around and you came in and pitted.
No, I know, but I only pitted because 3 cars didn't pit on the lead lap. Yeah, I pitted last caution too, but I only had 18 laps of fuel, and that's with fuel saving.
We haven't gone anywhere near a full stint yet, so not pitting's not a terrible option either.
Well, no option is terrible at this point. You can make it up. I just wanted my lap back.
Not to sound like a dick, but that's a you problem.
Wait, really? No way.
How did you lose your lap?
First caution, I got ARCA braked. So. And then went into the pits and then lost my lap because of 15 seconds of mandatory repairs.
Yeah, I think.
About to go green. Stay focused.
Should probably tighten up back here.
Hey, car is in. Green, green, green.
That's big
Oh,
contact.
watch out, car on the wall. 3, going into 4.
The leader is running 43.517. Inside. Clear inside.
This car's like crab walking. I don't know if that's just a connection thing or if legitimately they're crab walking. Nope, it's a connection thing. We don't want to lose the draft, so I'm actually going to push up here. Like, just look how much time I'm losing, even at full. Like, I'm not gaining.
Caution, yellow flag. They want you in single file. Pit road is closed right now. We can't fix the damage. I'm afraid it's over. Catch up, 31. Car.
Oh. I
Are
don't know.
we catching the pace car or are we waiting?
Well,
Waiting.
How far?
that's my 500. Unfortunate, but it's how it works. I didn't even look at the ARCA brake. I should have. I mean, it's dumb. Just so dumb. Like... Yeah, I just don't get it. Okay, well, whenever I decide to race again, and